How you guys doing? You all right? Uh, I'm a bit tired today. I don't really feel like doing this live stream. I've had a really good day, but I am knackered. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a mindset shift of myself. I sometimes do this. This is actually a really good tip. I've never shared this. I must make a video. So I'm gonna tell myself that I'm just gonna do 5 or 10 minutes, make this stream quick, and if I can get past that and people start coming on and it flows and I enjoy it, then I'll see how long it will go. So it takes the pressure off me, and it's a good little trick that I use a lot. Take action when you don't feel like it. Sometimes when you say you don't feel like it, you're making excuses, but sometimes you're generally tired. And I did walk miles today. I've got blisters on my feet. I walked from central London, massive walk, all the way up to Holland Park, Hammersmith, and even longer. Anyway, I wanted to answer a question. It was a really good question. On the last live stream, one of you asked me to do a video on this. I will make a separate video, but I thought I'd try and get through it today. I think your question was, how do you be emotional with women when you come from a broken home? Or how do you connect with women? And I said to you on the stream yesterday, I'll be straight from you from the start. You can fix this, but it's not going to be easy. And it's not something that I can explain in 5 minutes. It's going to take me at least half an hour, maybe an hour to really get through and explain it. There's quite a lot of things that you've got to do this, because no, I wouldn't say that I didn't come from a broken home, but I definitely, same as everybody else, I come from trauma. I've been traumatized, for the stuff that I went through, and I had to go through a lot of healing and a lot of self-esteem building, because I had the same problem that all of you did, especially the question that the gentleman asked me. I found it very difficult as well to be emotional, to trust, to open up, and that's actually one of the challenges of social anxiety. So I really like the question, because it was something that I didn't think about talking about. I didn't realize, obviously, there are lots of things I teach and help people through. So it was a good question. So we'll see if we can get through it. As usual, apologies that I'm looking at this. I'm trying to get more people on the stream, and I don't know how to do everything on this phone for some reason. The quality's brilliant, the camera's great, so I have to go on my laptop. So hopefully people won't mind, and we'll see if we get some questions. Yeah, I don't really like the term broken home. I wouldn't have used that myself, but you used it, so I'm just repeating what the gentleman said. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to offend anyone, because it's quite a sensitive subject, but that's what the gentleman asked me. That was the exact way he phrased it. How to be emotional women when you come from a broken home, right? Hope you guys are doing good. Any questions you've got, you can fire them ahead. You can interrupt me at any time. I will answer your questions. Lovely day today. The weather's been great, but yeah, I go on these long walking sprees, and I do love them. And I've got I know it's not nice, but I've got blisters, man, all over my feet. I have to put a lot of plasters. All right, let's have a look at this. Feel better though. I just had some pasta. Yeah, I will make a video of this, but it would be good to do a live stream. I think that was the question, something around that. Yeah, it's not a quick fix. It's not something where, oh, just use this technique. No, it takes time. You've got to build the stamina, and you've got to heal, and you've got to build trust and self-esteem, and you've got to practice. And it's not something that I think someone can just do immediately. That's too dangerous when you've come from, I mean, to a sense, we may not all have come from a broken home, but we've all been broken in our life. So, technically speaking, I went through loads of trauma growing up. Nobody, as Les Brown said, nobody gets out of life with no bumps and bruises. So it is a process, but I think it always starts off with the question that you've asked. to improve yourself, you have to first start off by saying, I have this issue, how do I improve it? I want to improve it. Because if you don't want to improve it, then I can't force you to do it. Nobody can. So you've got to want to improve it. That's going to help you to go out, work through the fears that you have. But I do think, everyone's different in the sense that this is something that you got to do step by step, so you don't burn yourself out. Because if you're traumatized and you're vulnerable, and you're emotionally blocked with women or with people, then it's not something that you can just overcome in one day. As much I wish it was like that. I wish it was as quick. I'll fix everybody, but it's not as easy as that with humans and emotional problems and things like that. It's like saying, someone's shy, how do they become confident? You're not going to become confident in an hour. It's going to take some weeks, months, even a couple of years. So, but you can get that, you can do it. So that is good news for the gentleman that asked me the question. And of course, there's going to be millions of men that have the same problem that he has and that I had, which is, not being able to be emotional. And a huge part of that is fear, obviously, trauma from childhood. And it's a defense mechanism. It's a way of protecting yourself, because you would have been hurt emotionally when you were young, or perceived it to be a threat. And obviously, the kind of human body's ingenious in a sense, the mind, the way it protects itself. And I guess it's good in a way that we have an ability to protect ourselves because we don't want to be hurt, but it can also be bad, because if you protect yourself forever, then you're never going to have a real relationship with someone. So we all have to risk being hurt if we want to experience love in a romantic relationship way. Does that make sense? But obviously you got to go at the right pace, whether you're working with a therapist or you're working with a confidence coach like me, or you're doing it on your own. So there's some of the things. Another thing I would say for guys as well is that they've really got to work at socializing more, because obviously if you're emotionally blocked with women, then it's probably likely you're going to be like that with people anyway. So you've got to at least, you've got to start at the foundation, the basics, which is the ability to be honest and express yourself and talk to people. You have to the best of your ability. And then when that gets a bit easier, then you can open up more. So it's all those things. It's vulnerability. We could define the whole solution in that word. It's opening up. It's getting that trust for yourself. It's getting that trust with others. So it is a whole process that you've got to go through. You've got to grow through. It's going to be painful at times as well, but it will be very pleasurable. It'll be a relief when you get that connection. So does that make sense? If you're traumatized and you're blocked and you're coming from a broken home or a broken place and you want to fix that, you're not going to fix that pain-free. I'm just being straight with you. I know there's going to be all these people online, you always get them in life, that lie and want to sell jargon. And ideally that would be a great idea. The whole world could be healed. But it's not that easy, but you can do it. So what I'm saying is, yes, you can do it. You can come from a broken home. You can be emotionally blocked. You can be fearful, and you can fix the majority of that. But it isn't going to be comfortable. So I'm going to be honest with you right now, so I don't waste your time, because I wouldn't do that anyway. It's not me. But if you get advice from someone and they just lie to you and say, oh, you can do it, it's easy, just do this, and then when you go out and try and do it, and you fail and it's so hard, you're going to say, what's going on here? They told me this was going to be a pain-free journey. They told me that all of a sudden I was going to follow this strategy and all my emotional problems were going to go away and I could be emotional and love It's not like that. It isn't. So I like to be straight from the start, prepare you. That way you don't go in wet behind the ears and get shocked when you're in situations that are challenging. Yeah. Yes, and it's weird because, like, if someone says to you, be emotional right now, you probably can't do it. It's like saying to someone who's a comedian, make me laugh right now, be funny. It's a bit unnatural. It has to come naturally. So you've almost got to stop trying to force conversations and relationships Because if I try and be really emotional, I won't be able to do it. I have to sort of get into a flow and just relax, get out of my head, get the confidence, and be patient. Because there's another thing as well you've got to remember. Because people often think in this very black and white way that, oh, I'm a person with issues, I'm different, I'm not normal. Confident people that are happy, they don't have issues. Yes, they do. We've all got issues. Some of us have got more than others. So, you know, it's not a case of being some perfect person, because I'm not, none of us are. But it's really about you making progress, positive progress. So if I can give you some of the examples off the top of my head from my life that are real and from clients, that can give you some perspective. So when I first started going on dates, I had the same problem. I was so anxious, I was so insecure. I had a lot of trauma from my childhood. I wanted to be emotional because I could be emotional. My mum, my dad, my nan, my aunties, friends, people that I loved and trusted. But I found it very hard to be emotional with a stranger that I've just met on a date, a woman, even when I liked her. I just felt terrified underneath. My defense mechanisms would naturally protect me and close me down from showing my emotions and being emotional and feeling emotional and making a woman feel great. So I had to break those boundaries down step by step, gradually. I couldn't force it. So when I work with clients who have these problems, I help them, I encourage them, and I've got quite a no bullshit approach, as most of you know, but I am patient, I am very compassionate, because I know that it's a vulnerable position to be in, and you have to be gentle and go at the right pace, because everyone's different. Some people are tougher than others, they can handle being vulnerable more. So this is like a huge part of it. I hope I've explained it well. I think I have. I just hope that some people will get it and it won't sound too deep, it won't be too confusing, but you guys can let me know if you don't understand anything. I'm just trying to take this video. But I do love the question, man. I really respect the courage to say that and be honest, that you can make a lot of progress. So, you know, if we get down to the essence of it, okay, so socially, from a point of values and stuff, it's honesty that's the best policy. But what I'm saying is, it's not that easy for someone to be honest, open, and emotional, for a guy to be like that with women when he's come from a traumatic experience, right? And I don't obviously know everything that you've been through, but I've got enough life experience and I've been through my own trauma, meant everything, right? So you're gonna have to be gentle. That's why I think groups like the Fearless event that I do are great, or if you can go to any sort of therapy group. It doesn't have to necessarily be classic therapy, like a lot of people think, where you're sitting in a chair and a doctor's analysing you. It doesn't have to be like that. Just coming on streams like this with positive people where you can be in a safe, positive environment and just have some fun. You know, that's a great way to do it. That's also how I did it. I want to explain to a lot of people that follow me that for me, improving myself in this area, it wasn't just about talking to women and going on dates. I had to, I had to make friends with guys, new friends. I had to do public speaking. I had to develop myself as a person. I had to fail. I had to get back up. I had to get mentors. I had to succeed. I had to work on different skills. You know, it's a journey. It's not a quick fix. But yeah, and it's, learning how to turn your pain into purpose. So, you got to sort of have goals in that, but it's definitely worth doing it, man. It's definitely worth going through the emotional challenges in order to heal and obviously be able to have loving relationships and to feel good about yourself. Let me read that question again. That looked interesting, right? That's the only thing on this phone. The questions pop up and then they vanish so quick, I don't even get a chance to always read all of them. Hold on. Self-esteem and confidence is cultivated through life experiences. Yes, it is. How can you think highly of yourself or deserving of love when your experiences have been negative? That's a good question. That's a good question. And my answer to that question is, you've got to face your fears. You've got to work through failures, and you've got to build new positive experiences. So I see what you're saying, but I'm giving you the solution. I've done it personally, and I've helped loads of people. People have helped me to do it when I started out. So you've got to build new experiences, and obviously, how are you going to gain if all your experiences mostly been negative in your life, and you're down about that, your self-esteem's down. The only way that you can change that, you've got to put yourself out there, and you've got to face your fears. And like I said, it's a process so that you gain a positive experience. So let me give you a simple analogy just to outline that, right? So let's say, for example, someone has started a YouTube channel, right? And they've done 5 new videos, and all those videos got negative reactions. They didn't get any views, or they got hate on them, or when you made those 5 videos, you were nervous, you were anxious, you couldn't relax. So you had 5 bad experiences making YouTube videos. Now, there's 2 choices you got. You can take that to heart and think that's, who you are as a person, and quit, and that will break you. Or you can say, okay, I'm hurt, I'm not going to quit, I'm going to keep going until I get a good experience. If you keep going and believing in yourself, I don't care if you fail 100 YouTube videos, you will get one video, especially if you're honest, trying to be, you'll have one video will go well, and that one glimpse of hope, that one good experience will wake you up. It will show you that you can overcome bad experiences by getting new ones. So I understand what you're thinking. It's human nature. If we keep having bad experiences, we get a belief in our head that it's always going to be like that, because we go, well, I went for 5 job interviews, all of them rejected me, so there's no point in me going to the 6th job interview. They're just going to do the same to me. But that's not the truth. That is not fundamentally the truth, because you've got to keep going. Of course, you've got to improve yourself, hence why you're on the stream. So that's how you do it. But you said a good question, and well said. So a lot of the things I'm saying, they're not logical, which is why it's going to challenge some of you, and you're going to challenge me. It's not if it was logical, then I wouldn't really have a say in the matter. It's more experiential, emotional, psychological, but not just logic. Because logic would say, if you've done something 5 times and failed, then there's no point doing it a 6th time, because you're going to fail again. But that's not always true, because what if you was to adjust your approach, improve it? What if you got a mentor? What if you used to change something a little bit? You get a different outcome. See? Now we're cooking with gas. But I love the questions, man. The questions are getting better on this stream. The better the questions, to be honest, the more motivated I am to stay on and answer them. So it's a process. Healing is a process. Confidence building is a process. It's not an overnight thing, but you've got to change the mindset from the normal human way of thinking, which is defeat, impatience, anxiety, insecurity, not believing in yourself. And you've got to say, okay, let me change my mindset. This is going to be a journey. I'm not going to succeed in a week or one day. This is real life. It's not what the fake influencers on Instagram are telling you, that everything just happens at a click of a button. Not everything happens like that. Like I said, you can't go on Amazon and buy healing. You can't go on Amazon and buy a box of confidence or courage. You got to work at these things. No, I don't need to come to Thailand to be more confident. No, I'm not being rude or anything, because I'm already confident and I work it every day. But I see your point, right? It's a good point, what you're saying, that traveling would make me more confident. And it did. I've done some traveling already. But yeah. You got to have a lot of courage, and you got to have the courage to be vulnerable to fix any trauma and make progress. That's something I know fundamentally is true, is a fact. And there are so many good teachers out there, or other human beings, that will say exactly the same thing. You don't turn your life around without going through trials and tribulations and suffering. And of course, there's going to be these influencers out there who lie, who want to get likes. They're fake. I'm telling you the truth. And if you follow what they say, you can have more damage than good. It's also as well how bad you want it. Like if you really want to improve yourself and it means everything to you, then you're going to work harder, you know. So I would say that you always need support. No one can do it all on their own, but you've also got to rely on yourself. So I'm trying to give you the mindset of how to heal, improve your confidence, and be emotional with women when you've come from a broken home, when you've come from a negative predicament and your self-esteem is low. So this is going to be a process for anybody of building your self-esteem up. On a practical level, you're going to have to confront fear. You're going to have to face social situations, and you're going to have to work through anxiety, awkwardness, nervousness, all those types of emotions, feelings of being judged, shame. I had to work through all these things. That's how I became successful. That's how I became happy. That's how I grew. And that's obviously how I helped others. And this is also what I learned from my mentors when I was starting out and had all my insecurities and issues. You know, so many people have this problem. Yeah, yeah. The pain is the greatest motivator. I'd definitely say it's a huge contributing factor. I definitely would say that, but I would also say that love is a big motivator. But you are right, Leo, in what you're saying. Yes, that is true. Pain is the motivator. Um, how to And funny enough, lots of the good experiences will happen just by accident. And what I mean by that is they'll happen when you're not expecting it, when you're not forcing it. Some people understand this via the phrase called letting go. Fair enough, makes sense. When you stop trying to build emotional connections, if you try too hard, you might hit a brick wall and then you get stuck and it doesn't feel natural, you can't do it. But if you try your best but then let go, so there is an element of trying and putting in an effort, because obviously you got to speak, you got to conduct yourself, but then there is a balance, isn't there? There's trying versus trying too hard, and then letting things flow naturally and just seeing, and and just accepting that you're not going to have great emotional connections with everyone. No one is, because we don't get on with everyone, but there's a lot of people that you will get along with and connect with. But yeah, I'd advise any guy out there to get all the help that you can get. Go to groups. If you can afford it financially, get a therapist or get a confidence coach, someone that can help you, that's been through the things you've been through, or can help you to work through those things. Definitely. And do what you can do on your own. Take the free advice from my channel and get help from anyone that you can learn from. I'm sure you guys are going to do that anyway. And then make it a goal to start working at this and getting out there and exposing yourself to new situations, conversations. So it is a lot of work, you got to put the work in. Um, but you know what they say, man? It's a true saying: no pain, no gain. I think that's a bodybuilding saying, but it's true for life. You're not going to gain anything of any value in this world if you don't work for it, and you're not going to go through some pain and a lot of discomfort. Actually, I just thought of this. This helps as well, right? It's a bit of a separate topic, but it connects. 100%, this has helped me. I know it works. Training, boxing, especially boxing for some reason. Boxing, I honestly think I've experienced it. Boxing will help you. Boxing will unblock you emotionally with women and with people. So if you've got a lot of anxiety and trauma, If you've got a lot of anxiety and trauma and stress and nervous and stuff, working out improves your mental health. It improves your emotional part of you as well, and then it makes it easier because you've got positive emotions. So to be emotional with women and connect, you do need to also be able to experience positive emotions, because negative emotions tend to do that. They tend to make you feel sad and down and blocked and protective. So to change those emotions or exercise those emotions out and rejuvenate yourself with positive ones, you need some physical therapy. I call it physical therapy because it is, to me, training. So that helps. That's why I put the videos up on YouTube with the boxing, the training, or running, anything with anything, anything that makes you feel good, and it will do that. So that's important as well. Physical training and fitness. Oh, I love it, man. Tupac, absolutely. I do love Tupac's music, man. Wow, he is, for me, he's the greatest rapper of all time. I'm not massively into rap that much, but for me, he's um he's brilliant, man. He was different to everyone. He just felt more honest, more truthful, more emotions. See, that's what a coincidence. We're talking about how to be more emotional for men, and then I hear the Tupac thing, and it makes me realize, why do so many people like Tupac? Even people that are not really into rap. Why did I like him? Because he's so emotional in his music. Even though he's a manly man, I'm a manly man, and I know most of you are manly men. But he has the courage to be vulnerable, and that you respect someone like that, because that takes guts. It takes courage. So you need a lot of courage. You know what, Freddie? You just got to focus on the positive people, man. There are quite a lot of negative forces out there, as you know, like you said, politically, spiritually. There's a lot of good people. So yeah, it's challenging today, but you just got to focus on not let it get you down. It's an experience. Listen, we all have bad experiences in life. All of us do. People need to stop believing the lies and the fakeness on Instagram, which is always trying to project that that they're perfect, and they're not. Even when you're successful and you're happy and you fix yourself, you still have bad days. You still have challenges. We're human. So people need to wake up to the reality and not to the fiction that is so much now on the social media sites that is making people sick. Literally is. I stay away from it. Of course, I follow positive people on social media, people that are honest, that they're real people. They're not perfect. None of us are. So I would say as well that plays a part. When you're in a process of healing, you need to stop looking at negative things. If you keep looking at negative things, you're going to feel terrible, negative, and then it's going to be hard to want to be around people. So it's a whole lifestyle transformation. And I've gone through, like I promised, I said this is going to take me at least 30 minutes to explain it. I was happy to do that. I like challenging questions like the one that you asked me, especially when I know it's going to save and change a lot of people's lives. And I totally understand how you feel and how people feel, because I've come from, I've come from a broken past and fixed it, improved it a lot. It's never going to be perfect, but it's way better than what it was. So I speak from experience, not from textbooks or theory. I speak the truth in this area, certainly. So, this is a real thing that people go through. And I'm saying that a lot because we're living in a strange time where a lot of it is people are living, I don't know what they're doing, into this fake Instagram world. You know what? It's a lot of ideas are coming. I'm glad I heard that Tupac song. Music helps. All these things. Listen to music. Good music. Again, okay, have a good one, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna also do a separate video on this because it's, again, it's another thing that you can't just complete it in one video. It's going to take a time for people to take the information and then apply it. So you got to patience. I forgot to say that you got to be patient with all this. Impatience ain't going to get you there any quicker. You got to learn to be patient when you're working on your emotional problems and improving them, especially with relationships and healing. Have a good one, man. You too. And when you're a good person as well, you will meet good people, and just the byproduct of having good relationships or meeting good people, they help you to heal and you help them, you help each other. You guys got any questions? And I'm sure, did you understand most of the things that I said on this? And everyone's different as well, some people you meet, they're very understanding, they're very open-minded, and it's easier to connect with them because you have more trust. But you meet some people and they've got different personalities and they're not that open-minded, and you're not going to have the same emotional freedom with them because they're not comfortable opening up, and you have to respect that. You might not always like it, so it's give and take as well. Not everyone's the same, so you've also got to not be hard on yourself all the time, in the sense that if you meet someone and it just doesn't happen, you can't always blame yourself. You've got to just accept that the chemistry is not there, and that's not really a failure on your part or their part. You don't have chemistry. It's the same for everyone, and you just got to keep going, and then you'll meet a woman where you will have chemistry, and it will be easier to open up with her, and you'll enjoy each other's company. You'll both be able to connect, and it's not guaranteed, but there might even be a possibility that you can help each other to heal. I'm not saying in a weird way, but just a byproduct of both of you connecting. And I've experienced that with women before. I've had that where I'm not saying, oh, I want to meet so we can heal each other, but it just happens. You just grow because it's a healthy connection or relationship. However long the time is, and you both know it, you both appreciate each other, you're both aware of it, because you're able to come together with both of your traumas and your issues, but not be toxic to one another, and be positive, and work through some stuff, work through some of the shit that we all deal with, and get to the good bits. So like I said, I'm going to tell you the reality of it, and not the fake Instagram or anything online version of it, because I haven't got time for that. Life's too short, and I'm not a fake person. I don't teach fake stuff. So it takes a lot of bottle and courage to do this, but anyone can do it who really wants to do it and who is willing to work through it and just go one step at a time. But yeah, with all journeys, you're going to go through disappointments, you can have highs, lows, you just got to keep going. Yeah, really good question, actually. Really good. It's I didn't realize how much I've learned on this until you asked me the question. So yeah, I know it sounds like contradiction truths, but sometimes you got to know when to not force it. So when there's times in situations where it's just not the right energy to try and be emotional and be so open, it's not going to work. But there is a time when you get the intuition, you feel it, you know it in your own heart, you feel comfortable with the person, or you might feel there's nervousness, there's fear, but you're willing to take that risk with a person. It feels good to do that, and then you take the risk, and it is the right decision. So you got to try and listen to your instincts as well, and be aware of when is it the right time to be to be emotional and open up, and when is it the right time to sort of just ease off. Listen, man, on a serious note as well, we're all a work in progress, myself included. Just because I'm a coach and a confidence coach, it doesn't stop here for me. I'm still working at things and improving. That's a good thing. I'm still growing and having insecurities and fears, but I don't quit. I keep going. I keep improving and trying to improve, and that's all you can ask for. So, for people out there that feel broken, try not to feel too bad, because no other people that you're looking at, they're not perfect. Even though you might think people are perfect, they might appear that way on the surface. We've all got we've all got issues underneath, things that we're dealing with or we dealt with. Some of us might be further along the journey of healing. All right, well, that's fine. Some of us might have more work to be done, but as long as you work at it and you don't compare yourself to others, that is a challenge in itself that you're going to have to practice, and you just work at where you're at, you'll get there. You'll make big progress. Like I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Many of my clients have done it. Many of you have done it, and you're doing it. I find as well, see, the beauty of the work that I do, the coaching, I get to meet people from all around the world, different people. And I meet a lot of people that are very introspective and they're open-minded, and they've done different therapy and coaching, and they've traveled, and you learn a lot, you grow a lot. When you're helping others to grow, you grow. When you're around people that are growing and changing and working on their insecurities, it rubs off on you. It definitely rubs off. So make it a point of coming to events, programs, get as much support and help as you can, and you will see that your level of self-esteem will go up, you'll grow more, and your issues, they will improve. And look at examples of other people. Obviously you've looked at me, but look at other people that have come from broken homes or bad place, and they've turned their life around, they've improved, and they've done all the things that I'm saying in this video. They would have done all of them, or at least most of them. It's the same kind of truth. They've had to work through their issues, they've had to get therapy, or they've had to talk about it, or they've had to build their fitness up, they've had to, become successful, or open up, or get all. There's only so many things you can do, but it's good. So we kind of know all the truths are out there. But like I say in all my videos and teachings, you've got to find the courage to apply it, because you can read books on therapy, on healing, watch all these videos, but if you don't actually talk to human beings, then it's not going to change for you. You're just going to have all this intellectual knowledge, but your emotional problems are not going to improve, because you're not working your emotions and your spirit, your psyche. So it has to be through action. It can't just be through reading books alone. In my experience, they ain't going to do it. Nice one, man. Enjoy your time with your family, Fred Blogs. But yeah, back to what I said. I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but that's the right place to start, where the gentleman said, you got to want to heal. You got to want to fix your issues to fix them. It starts off with the wants, so that's good. It's good to, same to you, brother. It's good to want. When someone has all issues and they don't want to fix it, I don't want to talk about it, I respect that. Then they're not going to improve it, right? And that's their decision. You can't force them, because they're not even willing to look at it and admit it. So it takes a lot of strength to admit that you have issues and that you want to improve them, and you're looking for answers. Because that's how I started my journey. I had to come to a truth that I had a lot of issues, and I wasn't happy, and I was depressed, I was insecure, and I wanted to change it. I didn't want to stay like that. So that's what started me on the journey. When I started to listen to motivational talks and go out and go down the gym, train, get around different people, practice going on dates. I put myself out there. I went for many rejections, Then I got a lot of success a bit later on as I improved and my confidence went up, and things, you know, got better and better from there. Right, I'm almost going to finish up. I'm knackered today, really tired. I went on a long walk. I've been doing a lot of business stuff and training. So I'll go for maybe 2 more minutes. Any last questions I'll get in. But I know the gentleman who asked me to do this video will appreciate this, and many of you will. It's okay if not everybody comments. I know that, you know, my videos are quite hard hitting. I speak a lot of truth, so not people don't always feel comfortable. And that's okay, because I know that a lot of people will listen, they will change their life, and they'll go away and it will make a difference. But yeah, healing, it is tiring, it's worth it. It's like anything, it's like a full-time job. So, and it can be a lot of fun as well. It's a full experience, you know, healing and growing. It can be hell on earth at times. That's the truth. And it can be heaven on earth. It can be great. That's life, ups and downs. What can you do? All you can do is the best that you can do, and just try and be strong and get through it and appreciate the good times, and try and find positives in the challenging times. That's what I do. I do that every day. I think people want hope. They want to know that it is possible for them to change, that they can fix themselves, that there is hope, and there is hope. You can do it, regardless of the negative thoughts that you're having in your head, and the doubt and the insecurities and the fear, which comes mostly from the trauma, the bad experiences. Like I said earlier, you can do it. For every 10 negative experiences you have, just try and get one positive and then build on that, 2, 3. So for every success I've had, which has been a good experience, a positive one, I've definitely had probably 30 or 40 bad experiences. But then as you grow and you get a different perspective on life and success and healing and all this stuff we're talking about today, you start to look at the negative maybe in a positive way. Because if you didn't go through that and you didn't grow through that, you wouldn't have got to the good stuff. But people generally at the earlier stages, they tend to get very down and defeated about the negative stuff that happens in their life. They can get obsessed with it. I went through this as well. I speak from experience. They get stuck. They can't seem to get out of it. They create an identity from it. And they have this block where they think other people can do it. I can't. I'm different. I'm not good enough. And you are. You can get out of it. But you just got to work at it and have the guts to keep, you know, working away, working away. It's the thing, you know, human beings are such a contradiction. They're so insecure. Some of the thinking is so negative and limited. But then humans have got greatness in them. So the logical way that in which we think, often it's not the truth, even though it feels true. It sounds true, because we go on 5 dates and we don't get love, and we get rejected for 5 dates, and we take it upon ourselves to think that, well, the next 5 dates would be like that. And it's not. No, they won't be like that. How do you know that? Because when I was looking for job interviews at a certain time, I kept getting rejected in job interviews. They wouldn't give me the job. I wasn't that confident. They saw that, or they didn't like my personality. I wasn't right for the role. Maybe they thought that they couldn't manipulate me in the job and make me work every shift under the sun. Who knows? But if I said, right, no one's going to ever employ me, I'm no good, no value, I'm useless, my life could have been terrible. But I didn't accept that. I was so hungry and I was afraid of staying there. I knew somewhere in me I had some belief, despite all my insecurities. And I eventually did get a job. And that went, it isn't true. The demons are not true that are telling me, well, because you didn't get 5 jobs, you're fundamentally not good enough. No one wants you. You're rejected by everyone. It's not true. So that's how I became successful in that example. Same with dating. Lots of women turned me down at a certain point because I had no confidence in myself, or very little. I was shy. I was needy, desperate. They could see that, I'm sure. Or sometimes they weren't right for me. I wasn't right for them. I got turned down a hell of a lot. If I would have believed, no woman wants me, I'm never going to get a date, I'll never find a girlfriend, that could have destroyed my life. But I didn't accept that. I thought, I can't have this as the truth. I kept going, I kept working on myself, and then I did meet a beautiful girlfriend. I was like, oh my God, she loves me, she's beautiful. Wow, every woman doesn't not want me then, or not like me. Just because 5 didn't like me or 10, it doesn't mean every woman doesn't want me. So that's wisdom right there. But most people don't think like that unless they've been through a lot of shit like I've been through, and a lot of good stuff, a lot of success, and because it's not naturally what we're taught growing up. And it frustrates me sometimes. That's why I get a bit hot-headed on it, because it's annoying, very frustrating that people are suffering and they can't succeed because they don't know the truth in this area. They believe the lies, and we've kind of been taught by the negative society to think in a very limited black and white way, which is, if you give something a try and you fail, that means you're failed forever. It's not true. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. Same in business. A lot of people would believe that if they start a business and they get on the phone to get clients, and 5 people say, I don't want to buy from you, I'm not interested in you, I have no interest, don't want to do it, rejection. People believe that they're never going to get a sale, they're never going to get, that's bollocks. I've overcome all these things I'm saying. I get really passionate about this because I remember when I was going through a terrible time in my life, I felt like, oh, it's such a mean world, jeez, I'm quite a good person, why am I going through this? Why are people putting me down? Why do I have such horrible negative thoughts about myself? And I refused to give up. I was really hungry for the truth in this area of success, healing and growing, and getting out of feeling that I'm not good enough because of my past, because of my social conditioning, societal conditioning, environmental conditioning. I was so determined to break out because I knew in my heart somewhere this ain't the truth. People are trying to tell me it, they want to keep me down, or they're sick-minded, they're not good people, whatever. And then eventually I became successful, and it was listening to Les Brown that changed my life, because Les Brown was very successful financially in every area, and he was a good person, good heart, I could tell. And he said in his talks and tapes, you can achieve greatness. You know, he come from a broken home, he was adopted, he was teased and laughed at school. He became a multi-millionaire, he became a writer, in my opinion the best motivational speaker ever. Now that's my opinion, he's definitely one of the best. Sold out stadiums, he's inspired people. He was true. He said, you're going to fail your way to success. He said, you're going to be challenged, people are going to put you down, you're going to be rejected in all areas of life, you're going to be rejected in love, in business, but if you keep going and you keep working on your mindset and you're hungry and you're fearless, you're going to succeed, because failure turns to success. And everything he said was true. That's how I've become successful, listening to Les Brown and applying his advice in my life, taking on that philosophy and applying in any area. So whether we're talking about healing with women, business, relationships, YouTube, fitness, if you don't quit when you have disappointment and failure and you keep working at it, you're going to succeed. But I feel like we live in a culture today that doesn't like that. It doesn't want even me sharing these truths, because I want to keep people down, and I don't want to keep good people down. I want to help them to rise up and be happy. I'm not saying everybody in society, because that wouldn't be true, but lots of people, or at least the ideas in our culture. If those ideas weren't around, why would people think so negative about themselves? They would be thinking the way that I do, which is in a positive way, which is self-belief and having courage and not having shame when you fail. Because that's what stops a lot of people from succeeding. That's what used to hold me back. Because I used to feel deep amount of shame. If I tried at something and I got rejected, I used to feel like that shouldn't happen. I'm not a good person, or not like I'm not. I was always a good person, but like I'm not a worthy person. Like I'm not talented. I'm not. I guess it does come back to I'm not lovable, whatever. But when I didn't listen to that, I found the truth, which is failure doesn't mean anything if you don't identify with it. It's just the way that we. Well, I think if a woman told you that you're short, that's rude. That's not nice. So I wouldn't want to date someone like that. I would ignore it, because that's kind of nasty. That's kind of a rude thing to say. It's kind of like stating the obvious. I guess it depends on how they say it. So I would just ignore it, move on, and meet a good woman. Like, I understand, right? This is a big insecurity for men. I want to be honest with you, right? I'm not short, right? I'm 6'1.5", right? But I've got people that are short in my family, and I've had clients and friends, and they've been successful. Well, loads of my clients have been successful with women, and they're short. So listen, I understand. Look, you can't grow height. but you can grow confidence and you can improve your character. If you're happy in yourself, I don't care if you're 4'1", 5 foot, you will attract someone out there. There's someone for everyone. And I know that's true. So again, you really got to challenge these negative beliefs in society, which are so narrow-minded. It's like, if a guy isn't a millionaire, women won't like him, or if he's not 6'2", looks like Brad Pitt. It's just all bollocks. It's just exaggerated. You have to stop listening to that kind of stuff, because it will make you fail. It will stop you from being successful. But obviously, I'm not saying these things come easy. It didn't come easy for me. I had to work my arse off. I still do. I was an underdog, probably like all my followers. People looked down on me. I was stereotyped, all those things, but it just drove me. I turned all that negativity into drive, and that's how I became successful. And you want to see the look on people's faces when someone like me succeeds, who's not expected to in our culture, that does generalize and stereotype people in very negative ways. But it's great. You know, massive success is great revenge, and being a good person, not being bitter. So I'm not saying like, it's not like a victim mentality. I'm just being truthful and realistic. You always get some good people out there that believe in you, but the large portion of negative society have got certain boxes that they put people in, and they go, well, this is an idea. This person would be successful. That one, no, he wouldn't be. But I don't believe in that bull crap. I believe anyone can be successful who's got the guts to face their fears and work hard, and especially be a good person, right? Like I've said before, I'm not perfect. I've never claimed to be. I'm not trying to be perfect. I try and be the best I can be, but I know I'm a good person, and I know you guys are good people, you guys and girls. So anybody that's willing to work their arse off, work at it, improve, they can be successful in something. Everybody's got a talent. So even if you can't, you're not going to be successful in everything. But who cares? You can be brilliant at one thing or 5 things if you're willing to put the work in. Look how many people have done it. Look how many stories of, and that's why we love the Rocky film. Rocky resonates with everyone, of every background, color, creed, gender, because it's about the underdog. It's about a stereotypical guy that was in a stereotypical predicament, that was, it felt like he was a bum, he was a loser, he was not good enough, he had low self-esteem, but he was, what did he do in the end, man? Greatness. He fell in love, he became a world champion, he had the guts to go the distance. So it's a fictional film based on truth, but many people love the Rocky story, but they don't want to live it in their own life. They want to believe the negative story of the media and society, which is you've got to be a certain way to be successful, and if you're not born beautiful, talented, perfect, then you can't do it. That's bollocks, because someone can become more attractive by working on their spirit, working on their courage, their social skills, helping other people, being a good person, and finding a passion in their life. I'm good, man. How you doing? You asked me for the video, right, Eddie? I'm sure it was you, right? This video was for you and many other people. I'm great. We're going to finish this up soon. This is something that people need to really understand. This is the truth. Anyone can be successful and can change their life, but it is not going to be easy. But that doesn't mean you should be put off by what I just said. You should want to do it. You're going to have to work your ass off, whatever field it is, whoever you are. You're welcome, mate. Very welcome. So I succeeded through hard work, going through the failures, the pains, the disappointments, being judged a lot, ignoring that, getting over that, and just keep going and keep learning, keep growing. Obviously, when I'm saying don't give up, that also means that we don't always have all the answers. I don't always have all the answers, so I ask somebody who knows more than me, or get a mentor, get them to help you. So there we go. Anyway, guys, I'm done. I'm spent. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I did answer the main question. I know a lot of people will appreciate it. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed this talk. I enjoyed doing it. It was a good question. It brought out a lot of truth. And yeah, I've been relentless on the channel. I'm just going to keep doing every day new videos to inspire people. I've got some big goals on this channel and my business, bigger than what I had before. Want to impact and help more people and have a lot of fun doing it, which I am. So it's same with my journey, same as yours. I'm failing every day. Yep, challenges, I'm failing as well. I face my insecurities, but I'm succeeding. There's a lot of success and growth. Everybody else is succeeding. It's happening. We just got to keep going. So I'm gonna have my food now. I'm gonna chill out. That's it, right? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions you got, put them underneath the videos. And like I said, it's hard work, it's patience, it's getting the support. You've got to work through a lot of stuff, but you will get there in the end, and you'll be so happy. Once you get there, you don't really care about what negative people think or your past, because you get into a good place and you appreciate yourself for all the things that you've gone through. All right, see you soon.